in Albany, where a jury handed up a guilty verdict about an hour ago against the Rexford woman accused of keeping an illegal alien as a servant. Matt Markin has been following this trial since it started. He joins us live now from outside the courthouse with more. Matt?
Hi, good evening, Liz. All these days of tension and emotion finally ended today, where Annie George was found guilty of harboring an illegal alien. So now she faces 5 years in prison and $250,000 in fines. The jury did determine that Annie George was responsible at least for harboring an illegal alien, not necessarily, though, for financial gain. So Annie was coming out of the courtroom just about an hour ago. She did not speak to reporters, but she did look overwhelmed. Earlier today, the jury requested readbacks of Miss George's testimony, where she did refer to Valsamma Mathai, the alleged slave, as a, quote, maid. Earlier, though, she testified that she was like family. Miss Mathai also testified in this trial through an interpreter, saying that she worked long hours. She never got any sick time among the 66 months she was living with the Georges, last living at the Llenrock Mansion in Rexford. Now, I asked Mr. Sacco, Mark Sacco, the defense attorney, if his client, Annie George, has any ill will towards Miss Mathai.
This woman was part of their lives and took care of her children for 5.5 years. I think if you talk to Valsamma, this was not easy for her either. There was no indication that Annie, has any terrible feelings towards Valsamma, and she certainly doesn't appreciate that she testified against her. But on some level, I think everyone realizes that Valsamma was somewhat manipulated in this process also.
Now, the government had claimed that Annie George knew Valsamma Mathai was an illegal alien this entire time and did nothing to help her actually become a U.S. citizen. So from here, there is sentencing that is scheduled for July 9th, and the defense does plan to appeal here, too. Annie is out on bail. She'll be going back to Rexford tonight, but you may be wondering what happens to that mansion in Rexford, and also what happens to the alleged servant in this case, the alleged indentured servant. I'll have that part of the story at 6. For now, we're live at Federal Court in Albany. Matt Markham, CBS 6 News.